Full and uncut versions available on Patreon. Check in the description below.
Greetings once again, Pokemaniacs. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more of the Pokemon Adventures manga. The story of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, where previously, after the kidnapping of Platinum's father, Platinum has been unwittingly, given information about what Team Galactic planned to go after the legendary Pokemon of the individual lakes all across the region. Our heroes separate in order to stop them, though Diamond takes a bit of a detour to Iron Island, alongside someone recommended by Byron, the gym leader, Riley, in order to train up Diamond, as he's not quite as capable as Diamond and Platinum, but he does have the inner strength and tenacity, which we see him buckle down on his training, knowing that this is for someone else's sake and the greater good as a whole. And though they are set upon by two roughnecks, seemingly hired by someone to kind of put the screws to them of sorts, Diamond manages to fight them off, but the question of who sent them is not a question at all. It was probably someone in Team Galactic. So Diamond's training ends up finishing, whereas Pearl is making his way to his individual lake, only to come across a metalworks factory, where the person in charge of said factory was locked in by none other than Team Galactic. His factory used to produce the parts needed for the Galactic Bomb. Team Galactic seems to have its hands in everything, with our hero stumbling across it left, right, and center. The question is, with everything we continue to see that Team Galactic has done all across the region, can they be stopped when their plan seems so thorough? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, it's Pokemon Adventures Diamond and Pearl / Platinum. Volume 6/35, if you're going by the original Japanese. Does Platinum get a Lopunny? Or is it going to be like the Luxray and just kind of hang out? Because I'm really not certain if Pearl is finally going to get this Luxray or not. It feels like you're setting it up, but still nothing. Oh, speaking of Luxray, gotta add him into the roster here. Like, come on, Pearl, be cool and get that Luxray. But then again, it has its pride. And I don't mean like personal pride, I mean like the herd that it's with. So it's kind of a question, would it be good if Pearl managed to get the Luxray? Would that leave its charges undefended? And it does seem to be the leader. And then we have Palkia in the background. And we didn't see Dialga previously, so I don't know if it'll actually appear in this volume. Well, let's see. Alright, chapter 48. Showdown with Houndoom. Oh, Houndoom, you say? Oh, might as well put him in there. Love me a Houndoom. Alright, oh, that's right. Previous chapter, Pearl was on one of the conveyor belts in the factory, headed straight for the furnace. As he says, at this rate, I'm going to fall right into the furnace. If that fire is hot enough to melt iron, I'm as good as dead. Stop! Somebody stop this stupid thing! He starts banging on it, only for Luxray to come rushing from behind. Pearl tells him, stop, you'll burn up too, just as he starts to fall into the furnace itself. But Luxray leaps in without a second thought, grabs with his teeth Pearl by the shirt. Ooh, singes its back? Can't really tell where it was hit, but it is hit. It grimaces a little, uses its tail to just flip them back out of the furnace. God damn, man. I already like Luxray, but man, you make Luxray so cool here. What a freaking G. They managed to land outside the furnace, but Pearl immediately fears for Luxray, and he sees the burn mark on it, much to his shock. Pearl tells him, you saved me, but look what happened to you. The Luxray gives him a smile. Pearl says, you saved me, thank you. But then he looks around saying, hey, where are we now? He then spots something, saying, look, he's over there. That man is the owner of the ironworks. How are we gonna get all the way over there? He takes a moment and then says, Luxray, I hate to ask you after you got burned saving me, but would you mind helping me out with just one more thing? Please take me to Mr. Fugo. I need your x-ray vision to find him. Those floor switches are hidden behind all these walls, barrels, and other obstacles. Is stepping hit or miss on these arrows that got us stuck here in the first place. But it's possible that some of the arrows could activate moving floorboards that will lead us to him. It's the puzzles in most of the games. Those puzzles could be such a pain. And we see Luxray using its X-ray vision, as well as some of the floor panels to progress. Pearl says, some arrows lead us in the right direction, but others lead us straight into trouble. I need your X-ray vision to find the arrows. That's the only way. They make their way further and further. Pearl saying, here, it's like walking on a minefield. Once we get the owner to safety, I'll have time to treat your burn. So please, stay strong until then. It sure is hot in here. Even though we're far from the furnace, suddenly there's a howl behind them. Pearl says, that howl is awfully spooky. Forget the heat. It looks like that mob of Magmi isn't the only thing Team Galactic left for us. It's coming from behind. I can feel the heat coming off of it. And sure enough, coming down the corner of the corridor is a very intimidating looking Houndoom. Love me Houndoom! And Luxray and Houndoom in the same chapter? Dang. Pearl says, the dark Pokemon, Houndoom. Don't look at it, Luxray. Just concentrate on moving forward. Keep your eyes on the floor so we can get to Mr. Fugo. Keep your ears up. As far as dodging the enemy's attack, Houndoom gets ready. And as his leg twitches, Pearl says, I'll tell you what to do. Left. And Luxray dodges to the left, getting out of Houndoom's flame blast. Pearl says, good job. You trusted me and moved just like I said. Next, go right. And Luxray does just that, continuing to use its X-ray vision to proceed forward. Ooh, Houndoom's flame melts through one of the steel barrels. Pearl says, that's some hot stuff. It must have used Nasty Plot to intensify the power of its flames. Dang. Pearl tells it, next, go right again. Luxray does just that. And now left. Luxray does it again. Next, left. It actually grazes Luxray's leg. Pearl says, it grazed you. Are you okay? Ooh. And Houndoom snickers to itself. Jeez. What a devious Pokemon. Love it. It's just like it's got his maw open in a sneer. Friggin' devilish Houndoom. Pearl turns saying, thinking to himself, he thinks it's won. Since Luxray's so focused on the arrows and can't move the way it wants to, his eyes seem to be saying, this guy's completely helpless. Man, is it a dog or a hyena? Jeez. Pearl thinks to himself, what do I do? We take another hit from it, Luxray and I are. Suddenly something lights up next to... Oh, jeez! Luxray ends up taking a direct hit from Houndoom. And Pearl, you got too caught up in your thoughts. Dude. Pearl tells him, I'm so sorry, Luxray. But Luxray staggers to its feet. Pearl thinks, Luxray's continuing on like nothing happened. His willpower is amazing. Like, dang. Oh, so cool. I know that Clement in the Pokemon anime had a Luxray, but I didn't actually get to see his in action that often because I didn't watch a lot of X and Y. Shoot, it took a while before I realized that Clement was even a gym leader. But man, I'm just glad I finally get to actually see a Luxray in action, and it gets this much shine. Pearl thinks to himself, I still trust my orders, but will I live up to its trust? Here goes, as he sees Houndoom reel back for another blast. It fires. Pearl says left. It fires again. Pearl says left again. It fires one more time. Pearl says now right. Oh, Luxray then stops and turns to Houndoom. Houndoom seems to reel back a little, ready for what happens next. Pearl tells him, Luxray's looking at you. You know what that means, Houndoom? Luxray's ready to take you on now. In other words, we're past the puzzle of arrows. We dodged all the traps and made it to our destination. Luxray made it through because it trusted me and focused on moving forward. In other words, Luxray can fight without having to watch his step now, and he orders Luxray to use Shockwave, instantly downing Houndoom, but it ends up falling on one of the conveyor belts, which sends it rocketing right out of the factory. Dang. It sucks to see my boy Houndoom done dirty like that, but I do love me Luxray, so gotta take the good with the bad on this one. And so, Pearl finally makes it to where Mr. Fugo was being held. It is Fugo, right? Fuego? Or is it Fuego? Fuego. It's probably Fuego. Okay. Because I'm thinking in terms of Japanese, but like, wait, no. Fuego means fire. Okay, it's probably Mr. Fuego. But Pearl manages to get Mr. Fuego to safety, and they make their way outside. Later, Pearl says, all right, well done fixing it up, Luxray. See you around, and thanks so much for saving me once again. It's happening. Luxray seems to be lost in thought, and the rest of his pride seemed to communicate something with it. Much to Pearl's bewilderment, Luxray continues to sit down in front of Pearl, presenting itself. Pearl questions, "Are you saying you want to come with me and leave your pride? Are you sure you want to be one of my Pokemon?" Luxray nods. Yeah. Yes! Pearl says, "Okay then, from now on you'll be Railer." A shout-out repeats, "Railer, Railer, ah!" Pearl then says, "Mr. Fuego, I don't exactly consider this payment for saving you, but would you please show me the materials you used to build the galactic bomb?" That actually would come in handy. That could help you potentially disarm it or find a way of tracing it. Oh man, that was good. Railer! He's gonna rail you! Okay, so we're steadily getting more and more Pokemon. Interesting. Okay, so the next person to get more Pokemon will be Platinum. So I have to assume we're checking in on her next. It's just weird to have them loading the capturing of new Pokemon towards the end. Well, I say towards the end, but there's still like several volumes left. So odd. But a change of pace isn't a bad thing. Alright, chapter 49. Disagreeable Graveler. Okay, we pick up on Route 216 in a snow-covered region where we see a couple of Sneasel snowball fighting. For some reason, I was going to say snowboarding, and I don't think Platinum's going to catch Sneasel, but it's cool to see him. Good to see that even Pokemon will have some fun. I also see several people skiing. Platinum, you are not really dressed for this weather. Platinum thinks to herself, skiing, a winter sport in which you affix planks to your feet and slide down a snow-covered plain called a ski slope. Someone with an abra on his head calls out, "Yo, miss, you've been standing there for a while now. Is it your first time skating? Again, you are not dressed for the winter, lady." Oh god, now even I'm calling her lady. Platinum then says, "Not at all. I'm a perfectly good skier." She then realizes what she said and then says, "I take that back. This is the first time I've ever worn ski boots and put on a pair of skis." The man then says, "Then I'll show you the ropes." Platinum says, "That won't be necessary. I've read all the beginner's instruction manuals and memorized the lessons by heart." The man says, "Huh?" Platinum says, "You spread your feet to shoulders width. Lean your legs forward, bend your knees, relax your body, and look ahead." And she goes just hurtling forward. Pizza French fry! Pizza French fry! And she hurtles right towards the man with the abra. Platinum says, "Life is meant to be experienced, and this is an experience," she says with the sternest look on her face, but you can see the terror in her eyes, too. The man says, "She's gonna crash! Teleport!" He says to Abra, and okay, so Abra used teleport on her, sending her away. The man says, "Phew." He then hears Platinum say, "Oh, where did..." And once again, Platinum is hurtling towards the man. He says, "Whoa, she's coming right at us again." Platinum says, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy." The man has Abra use teleport on her again, sending her right next to him this time. The man then says, "Sheesh, this girl is a handful. I only offered to help her cause she's cute, but I've had enough. So long." And he takes off. The Platinum says, "Wait, you can't just leave me up here on this steep slope all by myself." And this shows why she really does need someone at the ready to help her out. God, it's funny too, because there's a child I know who is very much like this. Just to immediately try to jump on something thinking, I can do it, and just immediately to get in over their head and just calling out for help. And it's just like, this is why you shouldn't have just done this out of the blue. You really see the character's age in situations like this. Platinum says to herself, "Just calm down. You know the proper way to stop. First but she immediately eats powder, saying, "Move your skis this way," and then and she splats back down in the snow. She says, "Ow. Actually, no. That didn't really hurt. The snow broke my fall. But I'm missing a ski and a pole." Both go flying through the air. He spots them as they hit, let me guess, a Graveler. Yep, sure enough. The Graveler, angry, comes bursting out of the snow. Platinum says, they hit a wild Pokemon. The Graveler then takes her ski and her pole and snaps them both in two. Platinum says, "Excuse me, I didn't mean to hit you with those. Please don't be mad. But the Graveler calls up his boys, and a couple of other Gravelers pop out, moving towards her. Platinum says, I get the feeling they're not listening. He brings out her Empoleon and says, there's no need to knock that poor Pokemon out. I just want to resolve this peacefully. Will you help me? And Empoleon could easily deal with all of these, given the type advantage. And Empoleon gives a nod. My Graveler goes in, no hesitation, and just, knocks Empoleon right in the stomach, knocking it back. Platinum looks at her Pokédex saying, that was one heavy fist. That attack was called Hammer Arm. He tells Empoleon, don't give up. Pokemon that have such strong attacks usually aren't very agile. Empoleon nods while the other Graveler get ready, excited to just want to beat up on someone as they just take turns just beating into Empoleon. Oh man. Empoleon takes another couple of hammer arms to the gut, but it staggers on its feet. Platinum then says, now. Empoleon bounds over the Graveler, landing on the other side, and then unleashes, with one flap of its wings, unleashes a flurry of snow that just covers the surrounding area. The Graveler are kind of lost in a lot of the snow, and then just decide to bury in, moving on with their lives. Platinum watching from the side with her Empoleon now in the Pokeball saying, phew, thank goodness they left. She then looks to Empoleon saying, but look, you're hurt. You really put up with so much for me. Thank you, Empoleon. She then sneezes and shivers, saying, I guess I pushed myself too hard wearing such light clothing in the snow. The cold can't move. Oh, this would be a dumb place to die. As the snow starts to pick up, we see a figure move towards Platinum. The figure picks her up. Oh, it's a Abomasnow. Huh, interesting. The Abomasnow takes Platinum. Oh, it's Candace. I actually recognize it pretty easily because she has such an iconic design. Platinum starts to regain consciousness. I also gotta say, Candace, you also shouldn't be just out in the cold with your light clothing. Girl wears a friggin' sweater around her waist, but never seems to put it on despite living in a friggin' place called Snow Point City. Like, my god, girl. She's one of those people. Regardless, Platinum starts to come to, saying, I'm being carried? Candace calls out, oh, you're awake. That's right, and we're carrying you. I didn't think the Abomasnow was hers. I thought it was a wild Pokemon. I went on that tirade about Candace never wearing her sweater, but I've never seen enough of Candace in most media, so for all I know, in the anime or somewhere here, she wears it, but look, you're out in the snow not wearing it right now, so I'm judging you harshly. Candace says, are you a traveler? Where are you staying at? Tell me if you can. Platinum says, Snowbound Lodge. And Candace, with a very spunky look in her eyes, she just got to give her a look. Platinum says, you're dressed awfully light for the weather. Candace laughs right back at you. When I saw you, I thought, it's my long-lost twin. Okay, I'm glad they both kind of relayed that. Oh, she's kind of spunky. Candace pumps her fist, saying, if you wear light clothes, you have to keep your focus. When it comes to fashion, love, and of course, Pokemon, all you really need is focus. Focus for everything and everyone. Oh, man, she's spunky. Hey, you gotta like her. But Platinum has fallen asleep. Candace says, oh, well, and her Abomasnow take Platinum to a lodge. Oh, is this where she gets her winter stuff? I mean, it would make the most sense given the climate. Platinum finally wakes up in the house of a woman. Does this person have a name? Nope. Platinum wakes up and a woman greets her with a snow runt. Is that a snow runt? Yep, that's a snow runt. The woman says, you're awake. You were so cold I worried there for a minute. I'm glad you're all right. She sets down a hot cup of something and gestures over to a coat hanging by the door. She tells Platinum, the winter gear you ordered arrived. Yep, the iconic red coat. Or burgundy? I'm actually not sure what color this coat would be called. Is it more of a pink? It's usually a little bit darker than pink. Red? I mean, it's the same color as her scarf, right? I think. The lady says, I suppose you just couldn't wait to go out and ski. I understand how you feel, but if you waited to put on something warm, you wouldn't have ended up freezing like that. Platinum takes the cup and obviously looks a little bit downtrodden at causing so much trouble. The lady says, if you'd gotten sick, you'd be in no shape for traveling. You're headed for Lake Acuity, aren't you? Platinum then says, excuse me, but where's the girl who rescued me and brought me here? The lady says, I thought you came here by yourself. When I got back from shopping, I found you collapsed by the front door. Platinum says, no, it was a girl who saved me. She was dressed lightly and had her hair in 2 braids. She brings out Empoleon saying, Empoleon, you remember her, don't you? But Empoleon spots something and points to a poster behind Platinum. Platinum says, hey, she looked just like that. And the poster reads, bring it on, challengers. With Candace saying, I'm waiting for you. It says, take the challenge. Prove yourself. Win my gym badge. The gym leader of Snowpoint City, the Diamond Dust Girl. Oh, the Diamond Dust Girl. Huh. See, now I feel like I need Flannery and Candace to team up. And Misty. Like, get all the spunky girls together to go, take on a challenge or something like that. I feel like they'd be very competitive. Lay says, oh, I didn't. Platinum reads it all, most of what I've already said. So for my gym badge. And then it says, the gym is full of surprises. Fight your way through as you get pummeled by snowballs. Oh, God. The lady says, that's a poster for the gym. The gym leader of Snowpoint City, the Diamond Dust Girl, Candace. That's her. Oh, that's the end of the chapter. Oh, man, that went by so fast. See, I don't mind these little moments, especially new gym leaders. Love meeting the gym leaders. They have such defined personalities. Despite the fact that this is probably my first time really solidly getting to know Candace's personality, I instantly love it. She's fun. But I kind of on a mission here. Unless Platinum treats it mostly as training to get stronger. At least that much would make a bit of sense. So, time crunch aside, we'll see. Alright, chapter 50, Striking Out Snover. Platinum continues to look at Candace's poster saying, No Point City's gym leader, the Diamond Dust Girl Candace. That's her, the girl who rescued me. I was kind of out of it, but I remember we talked a little. So she's a gym leader. Platinum thinks for a moment, and then it says, well, now that I'm thawed out, I better get to Lake Acuity ASAP. To stop Team Galactic, but I shouldn't leave without thanking her for saving me. Snowpoint City is on the way to Lake Acuity anyway, and she actually accesses her Poketech. It's still weird to me that they don't have a phone function in those things. Like, of all things, they feel like they should have a phone function. I mean, I guess that would take away from the Poke Gear, but I don't know. It just made the most sense to me with those things. Platinum accesses her Poketech saying, but I shouldn't leave without saying thank you. Snowpoint City is on the way to Lake Acuity anyway. It's practically right on top of it. No problem then, as long as I don't get lost. Oh, there's Maylene. Platinum, checks her mapping, takes the covering off of her new jacket, puts it on, and puts on her hat. Wait, did she? Yeah, that's the normal hat she has. For a second, I thought the hat was different. See, once again, another casually dressed girl out here in the snow. Platinum thinks, I've seen that girl before somewhere. Yes, I have. And Platinum goes chasing Maylene outside, saying, please, wait up, please. Maylene, still jogging in place, turns with a questioning look. Platinum says, it's me. I challenged you back in Veilstone City, remember? Maylene says, oh, right, you're that rich girl. And then they just start bowing to each other. They're so polite. Such sweet little girls. Platinum says, that's right, my name is Platinum Berlitz. Maylene says, sorry about my dad and all the fuss about the slot machines. Platinum says, no, I ought to be thanking him for the great advice he gave me. Maylene, continuing her jogging, says, well, I gotta go. Platinum questions, where are you off to? Maylene tells her Snowpoint City. I promised my friend I'd train with her there. She's the gym leader. Her name is Candace. And Platinum freaks out saying, Snowpoint City? Candace? It must be fate! And Platinum, while carrying Maylene away, says, take me with you. It's like, Platinum, that's not how that works. I was just headed to Lake Acuity via Snowpoint City, and I was hoping to see Candace on the way. Yeah, because of all the jogging, now Platinum has taken off her coat, and she just put on that coat too. Maylene's stomach starts to growl, saying, I'm so hungry. Platinum says, huh? And Maylene says, nothing, I didn't say anything. Oh, come on. She's rich. She treats you to a meal. See, it kind of feels sad because, you would think Maylene's just eccentric in the way that she trains, but it's just probably that she's got no money to actually take regular transportation. Maylene then thinks to herself, turning back to Platinum, side-eyeing Platinum a little. I'm impressed. She's keeping up with me. And she even took off her coat. She then says, are you sure you're okay dressed like that? Platinum says, yes, I'm fine. I get hot when I run. Candace was dressed like this, and you're running barefoot. So it got me thinking, if I'm going to be a heroine, I'd better dress the part. Oh, she is. She's her own brand of silly, and I actually really love it. Dawn was fun, but I gotta admit, Platinum, her misunderstanding about how things work a lot of the time is just, I don't know, there's something really endearing about it. Maylene stumbles a little and then says, actually, Candace only dresses like that because she always puts fashion first. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. And in my case, this is all I can afford. Platinum says, do you know Candace well? Like as friends? Maylene says, oh yes, we're good friends. Aw, I like that. This training I'm doing is to help Candace, and she specializes in ice types. She's not good with fighting or steel types. And that would be Riola. So I promised to help her out. Even though she's a gym leader, she still has some... Oh, Platinum says, even though she's a gym leader, she still has some things to learn. You help each other out a lot, don't you? Maylene says, yep, and Candace is one of the best. Running in the snow barefoot. My God, I get it. You got no money, but Cerberus. But she isn't just really skilled. She's got special privileges, too. Privileges? Kind of privileges. Something shocks Maylene and she comes to a halt. She walks over to the side, Platinum asking, what is it? Maylene says, we're here. This is where Route 217 ends. And just ahead now. Oh, okay. See, I do appreciate that the designs of the cities have gotten so much better. There was a time when the cities looked so sparse and simple. But much like as in the games, the design for cities has gotten so much more elaborate. That is a nice design. I just love the snow, even though I live in a place where it does not snow, so my appreciation for the snow is a little bit different. But Maylene tells her, the northernmost point of Sinnoh, Snow Point City. Platinum says, the northernmost... And then they both sneeze. Maylene tells her there's an icebreaker that takes people to the battle zone. Battle zone? And there's Snow Point Temple? Battle zone? Temple? What? Maylene then points to the forest saying, and if you go this way, you'll hit Lake Acuity. Yeah, she's such a good tour guide. Platinum is shocked and says, Lake Acuity? And she goes to rush off. But Maylene grabs her by the arm, saying, you're going to Lake Acuity? Platinum says, I am, as soon as I can. Maylene tells her, then you ought to see Candace first. Platinum questions, huh? Why? Maylene says, those special privileges I mentioned. As a gym leader, Candace takes care of this whole region. Oh, actually, yeah. I've said it before. The gym leaders always seem to have a lot of connection in their given areas. People need her permission to enter Snow Point Temple, and you should let her know you're heading to the lake. Huh. I guess kind of like a peacekeeper or ranger for the certain regions kind of thing, which we've seen multiple gym leaders basically take that kind of role. I wonder if, is it like that in the games too, where you need her permission to actually go to certain areas? A lot of time the gym leaders are almost like the mayors of individual places. And given how much of a pull most gym leaders usually are, that's probably not quite out of the question. Wait, has there ever been a gym leader who was a mayor of a town? Huh. Platinum says, I see. I wanted to thank her for carrying me all the way to the lodge anyway. I might as well visit her gym first. Platinum gives a bow and then says, well, Maylene, this is where we part ways. Thank you so much for traveling with me. Maylene says, don't mention it. Platinum rushes off and Maylene watches and then says, I forgot to ask. What happened to those two boys who were with her? Yeah. We then cut to the Snow Point gym, where Platinum enters saying, oh God, I hate this layout. this layout feels like a problem. Oh, I'd hate going through this. I've never been the biggest fan of the ice levels. Platinum enters saying, excuse me, I'm here to see Candace. Is she in? The statue comes forward, ice skating of all things. Oh, well, actually, it's not just the statue, it's the Pokemon Association chairman in the statue. Says, welcome, young trainers. Oh, it's only you, Platinum Berlitz. Actually getting the name without it being cut out. Says, so you were victorious at Catalog Gym, And you're working on earning your 7th badge, are you? The statue turns, and the chairman says, all right then, registration complete. Platinum says, but I only wanted to talk to the statue that pushes her with the chairman saying, you've come to challenge her, haven't you? Then go right ahead. Platinum ends up sliding down one of the slopes further into the gym. Platinum says, oh, well, I guess if I'm going to see Candace, I have to do it through the gym. Gotta love how she's kind of been forced into a gym challenge. The chairman says, what type of battle will you choose? Oh, she already has a 3rd Pokemon. Is it the Lopunny? When did she get the Lopunny? Maybe from her dad before she left? Platinum says, Empoleon, Rapidash, and a newcomer, please help me decide. They all nod. Platinum says, I choose a 3-on-3 switch-in battle. The chairman says, oh, Candace, you have a challenger. And she's charging right through all the gimmicks and gym trainers. So, yada, yada, yada through all the gym stuff. And as Platinum makes it to where Candace should be, he says, I made it. The heart of the gym. Oh, wow, there's a lot of ice-type Pokemon just all up there. You got Snow Runts and Swinubs and a Delibird and yeah, jeez. Platinum says, look at all those Pokemon. I wonder if they're all Candace's. Candace says, I wouldn't really say they're mine exactly. The local wild Pokemon just keep coming here. Oh, that's cute. Like a Disney princess, she attracts them. Candace says, oh my goodness, you're the one who wants to take me on? Are you feeling better already? Yeah, how long has it even been since they last encountered each other? Platinum says, yes, thanks to you. If you hadn't come by when you did, I don't know what would have happened to me. She gives a bow saying, thank you so much. Candace waves it off saying, don't mention it, but that's all the kindness you'll get from me. You're a gym challenger. I can't go easy on you anymore. I'm super focused, which makes me super tough. Platinum says, I know. The chairman with the statue bounding up to the ring says, Platinum Berlitz is today's gym challenger. The battle will be a 3-on-3 switch-in match with the Snow Point Gym Icicle badge on the line. Now, let the battle begin. We have Platinum sending out her Empoleon, while Candace brings out Snover. Platinum remembers Maylene's words saying Candace is specialized in the Ice-type Pokemon. Look at that. Even without Diamond and Pearl around, she still got a little bit of advice. But can she make the difference on her own? This is the real test of everything she's learned up until now. Platinum thinks, if what she says is true, then I'll have the advantage with my steel and fire types. Oh, that's right. Empoleon is part steel type, right? Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I will admit, as time goes on, I find Empoleon, pardon the pun, but cooler. I keep thinking that it would be like an ice type or something. Penguin and all that. But it's water steel. Interesting. Yeah, she has, and also Rapidash with a fire type. Yeah, okay. So this should actually be one of her better fights. Platinum has Empoleon use Metal Claw, and Snover goes down instantly. Get damn! Well, okay then. Candace is shocked, but she doesn't lose her confidence, saying, you're better than I expected. I might even be impressed. I have a special Pokemon on my team, who I usually save for last. I might just call it out now, though. And, of course, because we always gotta have someone peeking through the window, but it's Maylene this time, who peeks in with her, what was the other one called? Meditite and Riolu, questioning, what the? Why is she battling her? Right? It's like, I thought she just wanted to thank her. It just kinda goes like this. It's great that even Maylene found herself being like, wait, this isn't what you said you wanted to do. This is fun. This is actually really fun. I will admit, I kind of like Platinum hanging out with Maylene and Candace. Like, there's an interesting substitution that could almost be made for her traveling with them for a while instead of Diamond and Pearl. But then again, would that make it seem as though Platinum needs people to travel with in order to actually progress? I don't know. They just really grown on me just that much for some reason. Then again, I've always said I love camaraderie. Now on to chapter 51. To and fro with Frostlass. Okay, so she's bringing out a Frostlass. Interesting. That makes sense. I guess, was this the generation Frostlass was introduced? Well, Platinum says, that's one down, and Polion's steel-type attack had the upper hand against an ice-type like that. Candace smiles, saying, oh, you really think you'll get off scot-free? Platinum questions this. Oh! Platinum questions, what's that supposed to mean? Is that a walnut? Suddenly appears above Empoleon, bonking it on the head. Candace winks, saying, that. Ooh, and Empoleon goes down. Oh! Candace says that was a seed bomb. A large seed with a tough shell that hits from above. Snover shot one out before it was hit. Oh. See, now that's some advanced tactics. Knowing that your Pokemon might be taken out, but making sure that it at least has one move that could damage your opponent. Maylene says Snover is also a grass-type Pokemon. It used that grass type attack to make it a double KO. They went down at the same time. Now they both have 2 left. Yeah, grass, water. Dang, okay. So, while Platinum did have the type advantage, unfortunately, so did Candace. Platinum shouts, now for the ace up my sleeve. And she sends out Frostlass. Oh, and Platinum says, go, Rapidash. Okay. Rapidash. It's either Rapidash is just showing off its speed, or she's using Double Team. We see the Pokédex readout on Rapidash, the Fire Horse Pokemon. It has astounding acceleration from a standstill. It can reach top speeds within 10 steps. Dang. But wait, what's its top speed? Platinum says, ever since it evolved into a Rapidash, it's so fast, lightning fast. It'll take a lot more to land a hit on Rapidash, as we see Frostlass trying to do just that. Platinum thinks, I want to get this battle over with fast and get to the Lake Acuity as soon as I can. Ooh, but Frostlass does in fact manage to land a hit. The Platinum smiles, saying, you got Rapidash, but your attack was weak. Just like with steel types, fire types like Rapidash are strong against ice types. My Rapidash is my last hope, so I have to take good care of it. Use sleep and heal. And Rapidash does just that. But Candace takes a moment, and for the first time in a while, her smile drops. She then says, something's not right here. I don't get you. It's like you just want the battle to be over with. That's the vibe I'm getting. Well, I'm gonna win this gym match no matter what. She gets in Platinum's face, stomping over, saying, I don't sense that kind of focus from you at all. It's totally missing. Suddenly, Platinum drops a little booklet. Candace bends down and picks it up with it bookmarked to Lake Acuity. And then Candace looks Platinum over, saying, let me guess, you were on your way to Lake Acuity when you collapsed in the snow. I saved you, and you thought you'd go to Snow Point to thank me in person. Luckily for you, Lake Acuity was right nearby. So you decided to check in with me, the gym leader, before going to the lake. Basically, you made a detour to the gym, got caught up in a battle you didn't choose, and decided to go with the flow. We don't have to fight if you don't want to, you know, Candace says dismissively. Platinum says, yes, but Candace then gives a command to Frostlass. And Frostlass uses Wake Up Slap to awaken Rapidash, which does it some harm, downing it. Maylene says, she not only forced it to wake up, she heard it. Candace then recalls Frostlass saying, "Aw, please, Chairman, can we stop this battle here? There's no point pulling out my ace in the hole for this." The Chairman says, but, Candace says, yeah, I know. You'll just get mad at me for being a quitter. Fine. Might as well finish what I started. Let's go. Platinum looks at her down Pokemon and thinks Rapidash is near its limit and Empoleon is out of commission. In all the battles I've fought so far, I always had Pearl and Dia's support. We think up strategies and practice them together. Yeah, now I'm on my own. With a new Pokemon I just happened to catch on the way over I've never battled with. Do I have a chance of winning this? Okay, so she just happened to get the Lopunny. Well, dang. Like, suddenly Candace screams as she brings out Abomasnow. Oh, wait, no, Abomasnow's already there. Is Abomasnow just stomping its foot? I guess she's just trying to fire herself up. And Platinum accidentally brings out Lopunny, who looks a little frightened, like it's just like, wait, what's going on? Candace then yells, after the lecture I just gave you, you're still dilly-dallying? I want you to know, just rolling with the punches to get by doesn't guarantee you'll survive this. And it won't help you in the big showdown against Team Galactic either. Wait, what? Wait a minute, what? What do you know about that? Oh, were they contacted by Byron? how did she realize who she was? Was it the name? I know that news kind of spread through the grapevine. Because once a trainer starts defeating several gym leaders, that starts to spread to the others. Showdown against Team Galactic. What? That took me off guard as much as Platinum. Candace has Abomasnow use Ice Shard against Lopunny, pretty much burying it. God dang. But it kind of looks like Lopunny used her ears in order to block it. Platinum thinks to herself, how do you know about Team Galactic? And almost thinking in turn, Candace thinks, if you want to find out, show me your focus. Oh. Okay, you know what? Dang, I like Candace because she seems so bubbly, but oh man, you got my full attention now. Ew, she's switching it up on me. Dang. Platinum grits her teeth, and Candace seems to see what she wanted. Platinum grips her hands together and calls out to Lopunny, who bursts forth from the snow. Lopunny continues to bound all around the arena. Courtney shouts out, "Oh, Abomasnow, focus blast." But Abomasnow can't get a hit in on Lopunny. Candace says she's dodging, but that's a coward's move. Be careful, Abomasnow. But Lopunny manages to move in and uses jump kick against Abomasnow. Oh, dang. The chairman says Abomasnow is down for the count. Dang, that Lopunny's strong. Holy crap. Candace says, well done. You leave me no choice now. One more time, Frostlass, and she brings out Frostlash. But as Lopunny tries to get out of the way, Frostlash manages to grab onto Lopunny's head, sending it careening down to the ground, pinning it. Candace tells Platinum, you can't pull the same move twice in a row. That hopping pogo stick of Lopunny was too much trouble, so I'm going to hold it down now. And while Lopunny flails at first, it stops moving. Is this a feint? Or, Maylene, watching from the sidelines, says her Lopunny stopped moving. It doesn't have any more Pokemon. The chairman says she can't continue the fight. Candace pumps her fist, saying, yeah. Ha! He gave me a hard time there toward the end, but Maylene notices that Platinum is sending out, because she still had Rapidash. It looked like Rapidash was done, but I guess Rapidash was a lot tougher. And maybe because it was recalled, it was still able to use Rest? No wonder. Maylene calls out, Candace, it's not over yet. And just as Candace turns, Rapidash comes in blazing, hitting Frostlass hard. And Frostlass goes down. Oh snap! Candace says in shock, Rapidash? How? Rapidash was hanging by a thread. And Platinum tells her, it's thanks to Healing Wish. Healing Wish? As Platinum is kneeling with her Lopunny on her lap, she says, my newest teammate Lopunny lost all of its energy fighting your Frostlass, but it unleashed one last move. A move that seals its own fate, but fully restores the power of a Pokemon who's up next. What? What? Are you kidding me? That's amazing. It's a Psychic type move. What? Oh, I think, yeah. It was going up against Heatran. Hetran or whatever in I think it was in Sword and Shield. I think I might have gone up against it using that once or twice. Yeah, there's a very small list of Pokemon that can use that move. That is wild. Good stuff. Candace says, I get it now. That's awesome. Platinum says, well, I was only able to come up with that strategy because you reprimanded me and pushed me to fight harder. I have you to thank for this victory. So far, I've always had friends on the sidelines encouraging me, but this time I was on my own. Candace says, good thing I wasn't too intimidating. She chuckles to herself. The chairman says, the battle is over. Candace's 3 Pokemon have all fainted. So, the victory goes to the challenger, Platinum. And Candace says, here, the Icicle Badge. As Platinum pins it to her scarf, Candace says, also, you might want to have a few more Pokemon with you. There are a lot of rare breeds among those wild Pokemon there. You should catch one for yourself. Platinum questions, are you sure? Candace says, of course. I've made friends with most of them. Go ahead. They'd all fight Team Galactic for you. And Platinum, once again comes back to reality hearing that. She questions, oh yes, I almost forgot. How do you know about that, Candace? Candace says, we gym leaders are pretty tight. Byron called me to tell me about it. Yep, there it is. I kind of figured because it's just that's the only way she'd know about that unless she's encountered them or something. But Byron's pretty on top of things, all things considered. Shoot, I'm starting to feel like, is Byron leader of the gym leaders in this region? Because that's what it's starting to feel like. Candace tells her, you'll need a special access to the lake from me. You ready? Platinum says, thank you. Candace then calls out to Maylene, okay, let's get going to Lake Acuity then. You too, Maylene. You have to get ready for Team Galactic before they show up. Platinum questions, you mean you're coming with me? Candace says, of course. This is for the peace and safety of Sinnoh. Let's go. And just like I hoped, all three girls head out. Yeah! Oh, I got my wish. Yes! I get a few more chapters with these three heading off together. I do wonder, will Platinum take one of Candace's Pokemon? Well, one of the wild Pokemon hanging around. I guess we'll see. Man. Although, I get the feeling we're going to cut away from all of this. Unless, so far, Diamond and Pearl have encountered something obviously having to do with Team Galactic. One more overt than the other. But not so much Platinum. And I guess you could kind of say she did with the gym leader, but I don't know. Just cut to the next chapter and we'll see. Man, she's already gotten 7 out of the 8 badges. My goodness. Even taking on an evil team and having her own mission, she's accidentally into the majority of gym badges. That is wild. But not so much the contest ribbons. I'm interested to see if that ends up happening somewhere down the line. Alright, and the last chapter of this video. Cautious Clefairy. Oh, we're still at the factory. Oh, that's weird. I kind of assumed we cut to Diamond and see what he was up to, but no, it's back with Pearl. Pearl is, I guess, discussing things with his Pokemon as we see the wild pride of Lux. No, it is Luxray and Luxo and Shinx. I thought there was a Luxray in there. No, it's just Luxo and Shinx. But they're gathered around a campfire, Pearl and his Pokemon, looking over the documents he got from Mr. Fuego. Pearl then shivers, saying, "Brr, it's cold. Those clouds look like they're bringing snow. I guess it's the season for it. Not worried about Chimler, but how are you two holding up?" I know. I better suit up against the cold." What? Wait, his sleeves just rolled down? What? Wait, what? His sleeves have just been up this entire time? No, that is not how those sleeves looked before. I'm having a hard time believing that those sleeves have been rolled up this entire time. And I think the rest of his Pokemon seem to be taken aback by it too. Like, wait, what? Pearl says, just rolling down my sleeves warmed me right up. Shadow repeats, right up. As Pearl continues looking through the notes, he says, and let's see, maybe the parts ordered from Team Galactic reveals their big picture plan, or at least a hint of it. He continues staring at the notes and starts to nod off. And then he gasps himself awake, saying, "Not good. I'm so warm and cozy, I'm getting sleepy. Better roll my sleeves back up." Oh, come on, man. Even his Pokemon are like, buddy, come on. Mr. Fuego then comes rushing out, saying, "Hey there, why don't you come inside?" Pearl says, "I'm okay, Mr. Fuego." Mr. Fuego says, "The ironworks finally shut down after working full blast for a few days. There's no light or heat, but it's still warmer in there than out here. If you change your mind or need anything, don't hesitate to call on me." Pearl says, "Thank you," then looks over the information again, saying, "Okay, let's begin at the beginning. Their logo. The first time we saw this logo was back in Veilstone City. We were so distracted by their sudden attack on us that we didn't catch their name, Team Galactic. All we knew was that they were after Lady, but Dee and I swore to protect her. The next time was in Celestic Town. We met a man who had the logo on his shirt. Nobody could get near him. It was so intense, the air around him seemed to crackle. Dia asked if he was their boss, but he didn't answer. Actually, yeah, it's weird. No, he had no reason to answer you. There's no doubt he's the head of that organization. His strength in a Pokemon battle, that confidence, and he remembers Cyrus's words. My name is Cyrus. I seek a form of energy that will create an ideal world, rid of petty strife. Pearl thinks Cyrus. And then says to his Pokemon, Dee and Lady heard the name Cyrus someplace else. That's what they told us, right? Shadow says, right. Pearl thinks they were transported to Lake Valor, and the words of the scientist saying, we have orders from the representative of the Cosmic Energy Development Corporation, Mr. Cyrus. Pearl says that's it. The Cosmic Energy Development Corporation is Team Galactic's phony name, their front for the public. Next at Kunalov City, when Lady's father was kidnapped, the guy who did it announced it loud and clear, the name of their organization, the elite grunt saying, "We are Team Galactic. Our dream? To create an entirely new universe." Pearl says, "Space." He remembers Cyrus's words. "Indeed, it is as grand as the cosmos." And then the grunt's words saying, "Your assets will be used to birth a new galaxy. You should be honored. A new universe." Pearl repeats this, saying, "Cosmos, galaxy, space, universe." Like in their phony name, the word that keeps popping up is space. And creating a new galaxy. What does it all mean? At the moment, they're trying to dry up all the lakes with bomb, creating a galaxy and drying up lakes. Are those two things connected? That's the question number one. Hey, shoot, he's really running this down. Usually we just stumble into the evil plot. And question number two only came to light when I saw these orders. He then calls out, "Mr. Fuego!" And Mr. Fuego comes dashing in, getting a little too close, saying, "Coming! What is it?" Pearl says, "It looks like you only made one set of parts." Fuego says, "Yes, that's all they asked for." Pearl says, "Just one set of parts means they're only making one galactic bomb." He's catching in. This is a setup. It's a setup. It's totally a setup. Because if they can capture all three of the Lake Guardians, they'll have them all together in one place. Are they putting the Guardians in the bomb? How does this relate to Dialga and Palkia, though? Pearl thinks, how can that be? He remembers the words of Carolina. Sinnoh has three great lakes, Lake Acuity, Lake Verity, and Lake Valor. Each of these lakes contains a Pokémon, and each Pokémon is in charge of knowledge, emotion, and willpower respectively. In the words of the elite grunt, "We're going to use the galactic bomb to capture the three legendary Pokémon of Sinnoh, Mesprit, Uxin, and Azel. We'll detonate the bomb in the lakes to dry them up." Pearl says, the number of lakes they're targeting is 3. The number of legendary Pokemon they're after is 3. So, why is the number of bombs they're making only 1? None of this makes any sense, but I still need to make progress one way or another. There's something about Team Galactic that I'm forgetting. Suddenly, someone shouts, "Thanks!" Oh, it's Mr. Fuego. He dropped something. Pearl comes over asking, "What are you doing, Mr. Fuego?" Fuego says, "Terribly sorry. I just remembered a rush order I have to ship out." Pearl sees what's on the floor, saying, "Nuts and bolts?" Fuego says, "They were ordered by a bicycle shop in Eterna City. With all the chaos, I completely forgot about them. Hope he's not mad at me." Pearl says, "A bicycle shop. That reminds me. Yeah, the bike shop. Oh, what was his name? Yeah, the bike owner who got kidnapped. Rad Rickshaw. Yeah, but what did he see that got him kidnapped?" Pearl remembers back then. Rad Rickshaw saying, "Hold on, you three. Please allow me to express my gratitude. You're the ones who saved me when I was held captive. Up in the Galactic Eternia building, right? The Galactic Eternia building." Pearl says, "That's it. One more clue. The bicycle shop owner who thanked us back in Eternia City. That building that Gabby bike shop owner was imprisoned in was the Galactic Eternia building." He calls out to Infernape and has Infernape bring him up to the top of the building. Pearl uses his binoculars and manages to spot the Galactic Eternia building. He says, it's that building, the one we saw that helicopter land on the other day. I don't get it. What would Team Galactic want with a bicycle shop owner?" That's a good point. I just assumed it was wrong place, wrong time. Pearl then says, "Let's go see him. We'll ask him ourselves." Fuego then says to the other Pokemon, "Thanks for helping me pick all of this up. I can now deliver it." Pearl then picks up the box, saying, "Don't worry. I'm on my way there anyway, so I'll deliver it for you." He then hops on the back of Luxray, saying, "Railer, Chatler, let's go to Eternia City to Rad Rickshaw's cycle shop." Off we go. And they take off. Fuego waving them off with the other Finks and Luxio. Oh, they're all in tears. Poor Pokemon. I wonder if it ever returns to its pride. See that? Nah. Maybe not. He probably entrusted one of them to lead the pride while it's off doing other things. Man, what a selfless Pokemon. Oh, he's already at Eternia City. Dang. Pearl then looks to the side saying, "Hey, look at that. Full moon. Now, where's that shop? There it is, over there. It's kind of late. He might be asleep, but I don't think we can wait until tomorrow morning. We only have 2 more days till the galactic bomb goes off." And as he goes on to knock on the door, he doesn't notice 2 Clefairy floating above head. What the heck? Oh, no. As the Clefairy loom above head, Pearl then realizes something, turns to the sky saying, "Who's there?" He says, "Those are Clefairy. The fairy Pokemon. Darn it, why are they attacking us?" Chatler, use chatter. Railer, discharge. And Chatot use chatter, and Luxray uses discharge. Are they after him? Or is it something else? This manages to disrupt the Clefairy before they can attack. Pearl's saying, we got him, but not good enough. They're flying too high up. And using Lucky Chant. Lucky Chant. He thinks to himself as he pulls out his Pokedex. Gotta keep calm. If I stop and think, I always know what to counterattack with. The Pokedex reads, Clefairy, the fairy Pokemon. It flies using the wings on its back to collect moonlight. This Pokemon is difficult to find. Except that they find you. Pearl says they gathered moonlight in their wings to float in the air like that. They might be tougher than I thought. Come on, let's do this, Shimler. And Infernape nods. He says, we've been training and getting stronger ever since we left Catalog City. Now's your chance to use your Flare Blitz? I'm not sure if I know that move. A lot of moves that I am just not remembering if I ever used. But suddenly enter Rad Rickshaw, riding up in front of him saying, hold on just a sec. What did my Clefairy do to deserve this? Oh, his Clefairy. Pearl says, hey, you're the owner of Rad Rickshaw's Cycle Shop. Rickshaw says, oh, it's you. You're one of the ones that saved me that time. Pearl says, yeah, I came to see you. I have all your parts from the Fuego Ironworks. So what's with all the Clefairy? Rad says, oh, them. Hey, there's no need to be afraid. Cliff and Clefetti. These aren't bad guys. Oh, he had them out for protection. Gotcha. He recalls the two Pokemon, saying, ever since what happened, I've been more cautious. You never know. I'm sorry. Pearl says, you mean since you were kidnapped? Brad says, yeah, which reminds me, they also wanted to take my Clefairy. Hey, his Clefairy? Oh, they're obsessed with space. Pearl says, huh? Why? Brad says, who knows? They said it has something to do with the moon and the stars. Well, the story goes that star-shaped Pokemon Cleffa come from the moon. When they evolve into Clefairy. So I guess in a way they're a mix of things from outer space. Pearl thinks to himself, moon, stars, space. Space comes up again. Red then says, they kept trying to get information about Eternia City out of me, but I wasn't about to spill the beans that easily. So I hid my Clefairy in the ceiling and made myself the bait. That's how I ended up caught in the building. It was nothing. Oh, suddenly there's a helicopter overhead. Rad says, a helicopter? They've been flying around constantly since yesterday. But Pearl notices, thinking they're scared of something, as he sees the Clefairy trembling in the Pokeball. See, I love that the fact that you can see into the Pokeballs keeps coming up, but honestly, it makes sense. It always kind of threw me before, but you can, in the game, you can actually tell what's going on with your Pokemon somehow. If you can't see into the Pokeballs, how would you know what's going on with your Pokemon in the Pokeballs? So it being see-through and visible that way just makes a lot of sense. Pearl then brings Rad around the corner of the building saying, Mister, I got something important to talk to you about. My name is Pearl. It was Team Galactic that kidnapped you. And I'm heading to Lake Valor to stop their evil plans. One explanation later, Brad says, I see. They're trying to create a new galaxy, whatever that means. But one thing's for sure, they mean trouble. You think that helicopter from the Galactic Eternia building? Pearl says, yeah. It's possible they're getting ready to set off their galactic bomb. Mr. Fuego said, the bomb parts he had made were taken to the Galactic Veilstone building in Veilstone City. That means the bomb itself could be in Veilstone City. While in Eternia, they take care of setting things up and moving things around. Brad takes some moment thinking, and then slaps his knee saying, I got it. Pearl, you want to get to Lake Valor ASAP, right? Pearl says, yes. Brad says, then come with me. Oh, it's a tandem bike? A bicycle built for two? Brad says, feast your eyes on this, the ultimate human-powered machine designed by yours truly. Pearl says, a two-person bicycle? Brad says, with two people pedaling this, it can go super fast. Pearl says, two people? You mean? Brad says, of course, I'm coming with you. You only have 2 days left, right? Cutting through Celestic Town, you'll still have to take routes 210, 215, and then 214 to get to Lake Valor. You could ride your Luxray, but don't you think it would be better to get there sooner so you'll be able to prepare better? Pearl takes a moment and says, you're right. Brad says, that settles it. And so they take off. But as they make their way through the city, Pearl then notices again that strange amalgam statue of Dialga and Palkia. In a narration that says, getting there, even a little sooner would help. The cycle shop owner suggested it on a whim, but he was right. Almost like they're Following Pearl, 3 aircraft slowly rise from the roof of the Galactic Eternia building, heading for the Galactic Veilstone building, where the finished galactic bomb awaits them. Like they're following Pearl. That was interesting, though. Pearl, he is... Brains of the outfit does not do it justice. This kid on the ball constantly. Good stuff. And Platinum needed to kind of face that on her own, though she did get some assistance to a certain degree, because she got a little bit of information from Maylene, and even Candace kind of hyped her up in a certain kind of way. So that was nice to see. That it isn't so much that she needs help, it's that she has to take in certain things to process, find her own reasoning in certain situations, more or less. And that Lopunny, dang, brand new Pokemon coming in clutch. Gotta love it. And her traveling out with Maylene and Candace, see, now the gym leaders are getting involved because they know something's going on. When it was just Byron contacting his son, it's just like, I know something's up, but I need my son here to kind of help me assess it a little bit more, but they found nothing. But now that they have solid proof that Team Galactic is up to something, the call goes out to the gym leaders. Assemble the gym leaders, like getting together the Justice League or the Avengers or something. Assemble gym leaders of the region, which is always great. Whenever the gym leaders come together, you know you're going to have a knockdown, drag-out fight going on. Some gym leaders will probably be more important than others, but, Maylene coming back was actually a treat. And Candace, man, she grew on me fast for someone, again, who I have no real experience with. I mean, even Byron was alright, but I don't know much about Byron, but he was pretty cool, all things considered. But Candace, definitely a standout. She made a great impression. And there's only one other gym leader left now. I always forget he's the final gym leader. Oh, okay, yeah, that last gym leader. Because he has the coolest design of the gym leaders. Like, ooh, that final gym leader. See, so far, Byron feels like the leader of the gym leaders, but if it's the last gym leader who's the leader? Although he gives off an air that he's too cool for that kind of stuff. But I don't know. One of the few gym leaders to actually sit down. Can't wait to see him. He's going to be interesting. But, more people are starting to assemble, know what's going on. I can't wait to see how that final battle goes down, because, all hell's about to be unleashed. But there's still so many volumes left until we get to that point. And our heroes only have 3 Pokemon apiece so far. I'm also wondering, how does this all develop? Where does this all go? How many Pokemon do they end up having by the end of the day? I don't know why that's such a critical thing for me to know. I'm just always like, what's your team? What's the team you end up getting together? What is your legion that you assemble? Stuff like that is always kind of cool to me. Oh, right, and there's a battle frontier in this region too, right? I wonder if that's what despite what it's called, we're in the Diamond and Pearl section. Maybe that's what happens in the Platinum section. And there's so much to do left, from what I do know from what needs to happen in the terms of the games. But we're already kind of in the end game of a lot of things. Although I know some people do criticize the fact that they always make the Elite Four the finality of the game, whereas I know some people feel like it should be taking on the evil team that's the finale. But I don't know. You taking on the evil team before you get global recognition always, it kind of tickles me how that's set up. Yeah, that's about it. Pearl's on the right track. Platinum has allies. Diamond's been trained up. They're all making a lot of headway. Well, let's see what happens next. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.